Hi, Matthew Estes here, making my Week 12 discussion video. Sorry, let me mute that. So obviously had to watch the video. I did the CBS clip with Mike Rowe. I used to love that show with my grandpa. So what do I make from this segment on CBS News? Um, Undoubtedly, still, I'll check the date on it. It was 2 years ago. I feel like we're still facing the same issues that or we're facing those same issues today as we were 2 years ago. And I probably could have looked this up before, but I'm sure it's gotten even worse. Um, what I make from it is these jobs aren't ever glorified. Like he said, they sometimes have negative connotations of the dark, dirty, unsafe, but they're now sleek and technologically advanced. And I've toured places just like these. I went with the Kentucky Beef Council to Nebraska, and we saw some manufacturing jobs there. And it's a great opportunity for students because you don't have to have necessarily a college degree to work there. You get paid over $30 an hour. The average right now, I do remember this from another video, is $35 for a manufacturing job is the average wage in America. But yet we still have this huge gap. Like they said, it's 1.5 jobs for every one American. So that's like big numbers. It's 150,000 jobs for every 100,000 Americans. So that's 50,000 jobs being not fulfilled, and tons of money and tax revenue and everything like that being lost. Do you know any young people around you that are choosing not to participate in the labor force? So for my crowd, like specifically, I would say a bunch of students aren't in the labor force anymore. I don't know if historically if that's been the case. You would think that they would have more, or they would be more active because college is more expensive than it's ever been before. But I don't know. It seems like the stress load seems to be much higher, and so it's harder to even balance a job. And sports today take so much time, and so I feel like around me, many people don't have jobs, especially manufacturing jobs. I myself don't have a manufacturing job, but I do have other jobs. And then why do you think young people, particularly young men, are making this choice? I really like that. I don't know what you call it. The kind of sarcasm Mike Rowe and the CBS guy had, where they're like, some uncle is paying, maybe a rich uncle is paying you, some big brother entity. I definitely think unemployment has something to do with it. And then I also think not necessarily wanting to hire criminals could also be a part of it. I feel like that could be looked into, like especially nonviolent things. Everybody deserves a second chance, and so that could definitely be a something to look into. And then, as many politicians have said, cracking down on unemployment and strictening restrictions and figuring out how to get these people back to work would definitely be things, because we can't be implementing these tariffs that are going on right now to try to encourage companies to come build in America, but don't have the workers to supply it, if that makes sense. So we're trying to get them to come here to build their factories, but we don't have anybody to work in those factories because we're paying them all not to work in those factories, if that makes sense. And so I feel like this is definitely an issue the U.S. needs to figure out and solve. And yep, thank you.